Thanks, Kavita. Hey, everyone. Welcome to yet another interesting session on ANML, CAMEL. Okay. So today we are going to see what is GitHub Copilot and how to use that. It's going to be a very short session. So I will straight away share my screen and we will see about GitHub Copilot. Okay. Hope you're able to see my screen. Okay.
Yes,
GitHub Copilot is, it's a AI tool that will help programmers to code efficiently and fast. Okay, so they call it as your AI program pair programmer. So you all know in our metaphor team we do pair programming. So this is one another add to our pairing that along with two people doing this, Copilot is also going to contribute to our code. So this is basically built on top of it's actually programmed, not programmed. It's trained from one of the OpenAI models called Codex. So basically, I think they have taken all the publicly available code base that is available in GitHub and wherever code is available publicly, they have taken and trained the model. So it is going to help you as you type, based on what is your requirement and what you have coded so far and what you may be wanting to do next. So it's very intuitive and it's very helpful. We have been trying that for 2-3 weeks now, and it is quite good. So to start, I think there is a free trial available for 3 months. Anybody can go ahead and register for it. Immediately, you will be able to start using it. So that free trial, as I said, it is for 3 months. After that, probably you may have to go for the license, which is $10 per month. Or if your customer is going to buy it for you, probably they can go for Copilot Business. So that's the pricing. So what is Copilot and what is actually, let's see what it is saying. So you can focus on solving bigger problems, and you don't have to worry about boilerplate code. You focus on the business logic and you start writing your code. Immediately it is going to suggest you the right piece of code that you want to put, or suggest the predictive predictive code based on what you have already given as an input. You are not going to give any input, just that you are just going to start writing your program. You may probably give some comments to say that, okay, this is my next step, and automatically it will understand that this is what you have asked for and suggest it. Okay, so we'll see that in live action. What else? So it's all suggestions, and it is not foolproof. It is, you cannot actually go 100% by that. It is all based on it's predictive suggestions. So it can go wrong. It can be different from what you're expecting. So it's end of the day, it's your responsibility to ensure that you are accepting the right code that it is suggesting, or ignoring that and moving forward with your code. Okay. So it works with many of the IDEs. We use Visual Studio Code, but it works with Visual Studio, JetBrains, and many other, I believe. PyCharm also it works. Okay, so we will go straight into the code example. Okay. So let's say I have just created a sample. You can see my Visual Studio Code here, right? My IDE. Hope you are able to see my Visual Studio Code. Okay, I'm going to create a, let's say I'll go into this. I'll remove this. You can also probably ask some questions, and it can say it can somehow replicate what ChatGPT is doing also. Okay, I'll just ask some question here. Type something here, and it will predict what is going to be the answer. Okay, so I can ask, what is GitHub? See, it started predicting the question itself. Okay, it's suggesting what is GitHub, why it is important. I don't do anything. Okay, it's giving the second question. Let's say answer. Okay, now it is giving the answer. So it's saying GitHub is a web-based Git repository. So this is going to be a suggestion like this, and you can either accept it by pressing a tab. So you can accept it, or you can see what it can give more suggestions, and you can go to the next suggestion and see what it is saying and accept it. Or you can actually open GitHub Copilot. It will open a separate window here, and it will probably give many suggestions, and you can accept based on that. So just I'm just telling you how to use it when you have more options to fill. Okay, so we'll close it. We will try with a simple HTML code. Let's see if we are able to generate some code in HTML and see that without writing from our side. Let's ask Copilot to write some code for us, right? I'll say okay, index.html. Okay, I'm going to just say a comment here. Okay, I'm going to say boilerplate code for a web page with 2 input boxes with a plus symbol between them and a button with a button with a button. Also result div element to show the sum. This is what I'm saying. Word wrap. Okay. Now there's just a comment I gave. Let's see what it is saying. Okay, it's saying it detects that it's a HTML file, so it gives me the first line of code is this, and it's suggesting you have to have a HTML tag. What else? Head tag. What should be there? It'll just okay. Let's say it is not predicting right here. Maybe I'll give more information here, or I'll just go out of here and say, and here we need to have title, right? Okay, okay, it used to predict. Maybe I have given a long text. Let me actually save it. Okay. Okay, it says give a div element. Yeah, it starts giving a div element and an input. Let's say span plus, because I said plus symbol is needed, and it's giving me another input, and it automatically names it number 1, number 2, and it says a placeholder as well. And I said there is a button needed, so a button adds it assumes that the button label has to be add, and that's all. And the div I want where the result. Okay, so this is the result. Now let's see if this works. I will run this as a live server. Okay, now you can see there is a text box with a plus symbol, another text box, and add. Excellent. I have not typed anything here except for this title. All other things are generated by Copilot. Let's do one more thing. We will style it a little. We will add some styles here. I'll put a style thing, and let's say I'm going to say I want the input to be large text box with blue background or light blue background with large margin, padding, and a border. So this is what I'm saying. This is how I want to style my input. Let's say what it does. So it has given me, okay, you wanted a large input, so with the height it gave, background color, it filled everything. Let's save here. You can see that it's, already there. Okay, now let's also say we will add some class to it. Okay, input. This is an input, right? We will add a class to the result and say class is equal to result class. I'll say it says it is also suggesting how do you want to have your button. Let's say, okay, let it give for a button as well. We'll save that. Okay, now the button is like this. Okay, and the result, right? Result due to be yellow background and border. It's suggesting, I don't even have to say what I want. It's suggesting by itself. Okay, let's go by that, and we can modify. As it's all giving suggestions, and you can always go and modify. Okay, let's try this. Now this is styling. Now we will do, we need to press this button and the result has to come here, right? So for that, we need to have some JavaScript code, which is script. I'll just put the script tag. Now, let's say what it is going to do. See, I was just holding it and it gave me the entire piece of code because it understands what I want to do. It has, given the detecting what is a button. So button is added. It has added an event listener for the button. And it also did what it needs to do. It calculated the number 1 from this element, number 2 from this element, and it is actually summing it, and it is giving me the result here. So let's save this, and let me enter some number here, 4 and 4, and I'm going to click the button add, and you can see 8 here. So that's the level of AI here. It understands what your HTML code is, and it knows what script you are going to type, and it automatically gave it. So if you have put the multiplication here, it would have given multiplication here. So that's, now you can understand how you can use it for any of your purposes. You can also do things like, adding, just giving a function name, it will write code for you. Let me just say a function name. It's again, knows that, okay, A and B are there, and I will add, I'll give something else. Okay, create a random number between 1 and 20. So it just fills it. I could have even said, like this, function to create random name starting with A. So, and it's going to give me it names based on my previous naming convention. So I named it like this. So it knows that for random name, I will, name it like this. So it learns from what you are typing. So it just, takes it and gives a random name, right? So that's all. So you now understand what is Copilot and how to use it. It can be used for any language, any existing or publicly available code base. I would say if there is any new language or new framework that is coming up, probably you may not be able to get right suggestions because it is not trained with that. Over a period of time, probably you will get right suggestions. But that's what it is. So you can not only HTML, you can write code in any language, in Python, .NET or Java, anything you can use it. But you should just get used to how to use it so that you can make you can do it faster. So that's all. Any questions? So I think I covered within 15 minutes.
So it covers almost all programming languages, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And it's been trained with the open source projects found in GitHub.
Yeah.
My mind races to think of the impact and implications. Like, all the time when we learn coding, we do some mistakes, somebody, a mentor will come and correct us. Or we will take a look at how others are coding and we will learn. This is radically changing everything. You don't have to move from your place. It is a teacher, but it won't wait for you to try that logic. It will immediately give you the logic. So
Yeah.
where is the thinking? What's going to happen to us? A lot of questions.
That's right.
Okay, thank you so much, Prem. And if you don't have any questions, probably we'll wind up the session.